Let's learn 50 idioms that native English speakers use every day. I bet you don't know number 10. Let's start with idioms that are usually used to express negative emotions. They are used in negative ways. So I think I should have an angry face for this. Okay. Idiom number 1. No, this is ridiculous. Okay, idiom number 1, to be running on empty. I am running on empty, meaning to be living with almost no energy or motivation. Imagine you are a car. If you are running with no fuel, you could stop at any point. So if you're running on empty, any point you could just... Idiom number 2, pull yourself together. When would you say this to someone? When they are being overly emotional, they are being irrational, and they can't think reasonably because their emotions are too strong. So you would say, calm down, pull yourself together, breathe. Doctor, doctor, I feel like a pair of curtains. Well, pull yourself together then. Idiom number 3, to have a bone to pick with someone. Did someone say bone? If you have a bone to pick with someone, you are annoyed with them for some reason. Usually quite a light, silly reason. Nothing too serious. You wouldn't say this. I've got a bone to pick with you. You killed my cat. That's a bit too extreme. But you might say this. I've got a bone to pick with you. Did you give my kids sugar after 8 p.m? The next idiom is to be on thin ice. If you are on thin ice, you are very close to being in trouble. Imagine if you are on thin ice, you could very easily fall into the freezing cold water. So if your wife says, you're on thin ice, choose your next words very carefully. The next idiom is to be all doom and gloom. Oh, Chris is all doom and gloom recently. If someone is all doom and gloom, they only see the bad things in life. They bring negativity everywhere like a dark rain cloud over their heads. The next idiom is to be snowed under. No, this doesn't mean you're going to have a lovely day playing in the snow. It means you have so much work. You have a lot of tasks to do. And it's like that work has made a big pile of snow on top of you and you can't see because you've got so much work. Oh, I wish I could come to the party, but I am snowed under with work. A similar idiom to this is to work every hour that God sends. So if you are working every hour that God sends, you are working every hour. It's just a long way of saying I am working all the time and I need a holiday and a glass of wine on the beach and maybe a swim in the sea. I'm booking a plane ticket. I'm booking one right now. I deserve it. Idiom number 8, to live hand to mouth. This is not ideal. If you are living hand to mouth, you have no spare money or spare resources. Every bit of money or food that you get, you are either spending it or eating it straight away. There is nothing spare. There is no backup. Idiom number 9, couldn't care less. I couldn't care less. This is a dramatic way of saying I don't care. So if you really want to emphasize that you don't care, try saying I couldn't care less. Oh my goodness, did you see that new picture of Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce? I couldn't care less. Moving on to number 10, daylight robbery. You might call something daylight robbery if the price was much higher than you expected or much higher than it usually is. £100 for a taxi, that's daylight robbery. The next idiom is don't hold your breath. So let's see if I can explain it to you in the time I can hold my breath. If you hold your breath, you are anticipating something. You are really excited for something to happen, like a promotion or a raise. But if you say to someone, don't hold your breath, you're saying, don't anticipate that. Don't think that's going to happen. It's unlikely. Or you could say, I'm not holding my breath for this promotion because I know it won't happen. I know it's not likely. So we don't hold our breath when we know we shouldn't anticipate something because it's not going to happen. Did I do it? The next idiom is a shoulder to cry on. If you are a shoulder to cry on, you are somebody who will help someone in their time of need. So you might offer to be somebody's shoulder to cry on if they have gone through something really sad and they need somebody to be there to console them and to make them feel better. My dog died. Oh, well, if you ever need a shoulder to cry on, don't call me. I don't like you very much. The next idiom is take it with a pinch of salt. To take something with a pinch of salt means don't believe it 100% because the source is not reliable. Did you read on Facebook that British people take baths in tea and know members of the royal family personally? Take that with a pinch of salt. We actually take baths in wine. Let's move on to some happier idioms. These are usually used in a positive way, so let's go. Idiom number 14, to be right as rain. If you are right as rain, you are in perfect health, you feel good, there's nothing wrong with you. I was sick last week, but now I'm right as rain. Next up, we have to live and learn. Let's say you go on holiday and you take everybody to the beach. And you get to the beach and you realise that it's a nudist beach and everybody is naked. You can say, well, you live and learn. You won't make that mistake again and you have learnt something new about that beach. So when you make a mistake in life, you can either say, oh, I'm so annoyed I made that mistake, or you can say, well, you live and learn and I will never make that mistake again. Moving on. Idiom number 16. To give someone a run for their money. So if you give someone a run for their money, you challenge them at something they are very good at. Maybe you are surprisingly better at it than they are. You could maybe compete with this person at their level. Oh, you're a really good singer. You'd give Adele a run for her money. Idiom number 17, to butter someone up. Oh, I love butter. When you butter someone up, you compliment them. You tell them amazing things about themselves, usually to get something out of them. If you butter up your boss a little, you might get a raise. Next up is raring to go. If you are raring to go, you are enthusiastic about a task. You are eager to do a task. I cannot wait for this spelling competition. I am raring to go. Raring, R-A-R-I-N-G, raring. Okay. The next idiom is shake it off. Don't sing that Taylor Swift song at me. Don't do it. When we shake something off, we forget about it. Maybe we've had something bad happen to us, maybe something really stressful or embarrassing. We shake it off, we forget about it, and we don't let it annoy us anymore. We just shake it off like it's gone away. Bye-bye. Next up, we have it's like riding a bike. Now you might say this when you are talking about a skill that you cannot forget. Maybe you used to play chess when you were younger and you haven't played it for a long time, but you say, it's like riding a bike. I won't forget it. I won't forget that skill. Now, funny story, people use this idiom because apparently if you learn to ride a bike, you can never forget that skill. You can always ride a bike, even if you never do it. I forgot how to ride a bike. So this idiom makes no sense because I learned to ride a bike when I was a child. I didn't ride a bike for a long time and now I can't ride a bike. So there. Yes, I can't ride a bike. Leave me alone. Next idiom. The next idiom we have is to be the salt of the earth. If you describe someone as being the salt of the earth, they are an extremely good person, maybe the best person you know. They are decent, they are kind, they are generous. They would never do a bad thing to anybody. So this is a really, really big compliment. Idiom number 22. One man's trash is another man's treasure. Ooh! This simply means that people value different things. You might consider a little piece of wood trash and you might throw it away. But to a carpenter, he might look at that and think, oh, that is the perfect piece of wood I need to complete this chair I'm building. So it's trash to you, but it's treasure to me. You made it to idiom number 23. Let's have a brain break. Idiom number 23 is happy days. This is an interjection. You just say it on its own to express positivity. You might use it as a reaction to good news, good information, or to describe a situation that's really, really good. I got a promotion and I bought a new car. Happy days. Now you might have heard of this next idiom, to kill two birds with one stone. I think this idiom has lots of versions in different languages, and it just means to solve two problems with one solution. So I need to buy some milk and I also need to visit my grandmother. So if I go to the shop next door to my grandmother, I can kill two birds with one stone because I can do both things in one car trip. Kill two birds with one stone. The next idiom is similar but not exactly the same. We have the best of both worlds. You would say that something is the best of both worlds if you are getting benefits from two different situations. You are getting the best of those two worlds. I work in the city centre, but I live next to a quiet lake, so it's the best of both worlds. The next idiom is waste not, want not. We would use this to say, don't waste. If you don't waste anything, then you won't want anything. Because if you're wasting food and wasting everything, you might want more things. But if you don't waste stuff, then you won't want stuff. Are you going to eat that? No, I was going to throw it away. Waste not, want not. The next idiom is every little helps. So let's get really little for this explanation.
Every little help means any contribution can be useful. We usually use this when it comes to money. So if you are donating to a charity, but you can only afford to give a little bit, you might say every little helps. So even though I'm only giving a little bit of money, it still helps.
Now let's look at some modern idioms. These are quite recent and have mostly come from the internet. So if you like being involved in internet culture and you feel that you're quite a young and cool person, feel free to use these. If not, they are just very useful to know. So let's go. To understand the assignment. Oh, she understood the assignment. This basically means she looks great. He sang that song really well. They performed that dance really well. It's just a nod of approval. It means, yes, that was really good. They understood what we wanted from them. We wanted them to look as good as this. We wanted them to sing that song in the most amazing way, and they understood and they delivered. They delivered the most perfect delivery of that assignment. So normally you would see it with a picture of Zendaya looking amazing, and the caption is just, she understood the assignment. She did so well, she looks great. Next up, we have a digital detox. You don't need to be young and cool to use this. It's pretty universal. A digital detox is when you take yourself away from the internet for a period of time. Maybe you decide not to look at your phone for 2 weeks because your mind is filled with all of this internet garbage. So you decide to take a digital detox where you detox yourself from everything digital. Namaste. The next idiom is to jump the shark. This is very much an internet idiom, so if you are not somebody who lives on the internet, you won't have heard this. This comes from an episode of Happy Days where Fonzie jumps over a live shark on water skis. So the reason why we use this phrase to jump the shark is because that moment in Happy Days made the audience go, huh? That's really not believable. I don't believe that at all. You've suddenly made this really out of the ordinary and I don't believe it. So we say that a TV show or a film has jumped the shark if they do something that makes their audience say, I don't believe that. That was ridiculous. Why did you do that? Next up, we have first world problems. You might have seen this on the internet. We would say first world problems when people are talking or complaining about a problem that you would only find in a very developed country or where people have lots of money. So it's not really a problem. So if someone said, oh, my Tesla, I ordered my Tesla in white, but my Tesla arrived in black. First world problems. That is not a problem. That is a rich person problem. It's not really a problem, it's a first world problem. Idiom number 32, let's hug it out. Come on, come on, let's hug it out, come on. Ah, lovely hug, there we go. I hope you're hugging your screen as well. We would say let's hug it out to someone, normally a friend or someone you're close to. We would say it to finish an argument. Maybe you've argued, you've had a disagreement, and you say, hey, let's not argue anymore. Let's hug it out, and then after the hug, we'll feel good about this and we won't argue anymore. Next up, we have to drop the mic. That was a lip gloss, but you see what I mean. Have you ever seen this clip of Obama? That's dropping the mic. So if you say something quite important, impressive, funny, cool, you could say mic drop or drop the mic afterwards. And that means you've said something so great that you don't need the mic anymore, so you're dropping it. Bye, I'm done. It's quite a cool way to end a statement. Our final category is idioms that don't really have a category, but I think they're useful to know. So here we go. Number 34. You can't rush perfection. You might say this if you are doing a task, maybe you're fixing something or you are writing something and somebody says, hurry up, do that faster. You could say, hey, you can't rush perfection. It's kind of like a joke. It's a bit of a humorous way of saying, don't rush me. I'm trying to do something perfectly here and you can't rush perfection. Next up, we have to step your game up. If someone tells you to step your game up, they are saying, do better. If you work in a bank and you keep forgetting to lock the bank, that would be a very bad thing. Your boss might say, step your game up. Think more, do better at your job. Come on, make your game, your work better. Step it up, be better. The next idiom is to have bigger fish to fry. If you have bigger fish to fry, you have bigger problems than the one in front of you right now. So I can't deal with that right now. I have bigger fish to fry over here. I have bigger problems that need my attention. Go away. Number 37, comfort food. Comfort food is exactly what it sounds like. It's food you eat that makes you feel amazing. It's probably not very healthy, but you eat it when you want to feel better. Maybe you've had a terrible day, so you just want to eat a big pizza, or you didn't get the promotion at work, so you just want to eat a big cake. It's comfort food, it comforts you, but it's probably not very healthy. The next idiom is to jump on the bandwagon. If you jump on the bandwagon, you start to like or be interested in something that everyone is liking and is interested in. The bandwagon is the popular thing, the popular trend. If you jump on the bandwagon, you join in. You join the popular thing, you watch the popular TV show, you buy the popular hat, you're jumping on the bandwagon. Next, to wear your heart on your sleeve. If you wear your heart on your sleeve, you're not very good at hiding your emotions. You're very open, you express how you feel very openly. You're probably quite likely to cry at lots of films, like I do. I wear my heart on my sleeve. Okay, we're into the last 10. You can do this. You've come this far. Let's keep going. Number 40, old school. If you are old school, you like to do things in the old-fashioned way, in the traditional way. You don't like modern music. You don't like modern ways of doing it. Take an aeroplane? No thanks. I'm old school. I'll swim the Atlantic. See you there. Next up, we have to beat around the bush. If you are beating around the bush, you are avoiding saying the thing that needs to be said. Maybe you've got some bad news to give somebody, but you don't say it straight away. You talk about some other things first, and then you talk about this for a bit. You're avoiding saying it. You're not saying the thing that needs to be said. Idiom number 42, to sit tight. Sit tight basically means stay there. Stay where you're sitting, don't move, wait there, sit tight, wait there, I'll go get your coffee. That's all it means. Next up, we have to get wind of something. If you get wind of something, maybe you hear a rumor of something happening, you begin to suspect that something might be happening. I've heard about this conversation going around the office. You're getting wind of it. The next idiom is there's no smoke without fire. Now this means if there are signs of something happening, it's probably happening. So if your husband seems a bit strange and there are texts on his phone from a lady and you have all these signs that maybe he might have another woman, normally it's because it's true. So that if there are signs of a thing happening, it's normally because that thing is happening. There's no smoke without fire. Oh, is there smoke in here? For this next idiom, I shall quote the very wise words of Smash Mouth. Somebody once told me the world was gonna roll me. I ain't the sharpest tool in the shed. Quite low, that. Not the sharpest tool in the shed. If you say that somebody is not the sharpest tool in the shed, you are saying they are pretty stupid. They are not the most intelligent person. They're not the sharpest. We use the word sharp to mean clever. If you are sharp, you are clever. So if you're not the sharpest tool in the shed, you're not very clever. Next up we have to let the dust settle. If you let the dust settle, you let a situation calm down before you do anything else. Everything will be much clearer if you let some time pass. So don't try to do anything right now. Let the dust settle and everything will be much easier to handle. The next idiom I want to talk to you about is the elephant in the room. So someone might say, let's address the elephant in the room, or let's discuss the elephant in the room, or let's talk about the elephant in the room. The elephant in the room is a situation, a topic, a piece of information that everybody in the room knows. We are all aware of it, but no one is discussing it. Maybe because it's awkward or people don't know if they're allowed to discuss it. It's this unspoken thing that is very obvious. Everyone knows that this is what everybody's thinking about, but no one is discussing it. It's a bit like having an elephant in the room that nobody's talking about. It's this huge thing that everyone can see, but no one's talking about it. It's really weird. Next, we have a perfect storm. A perfect storm is a bad situation that has happened because of a mixture of lots of bad things. So this is one bad thing, this is one bad thing, here's another bad thing, and it's made a terrible situation because of all of these things combining together.
I miscounted when making this video, so I forgot to record idiom 49. Here it is. Not my first rodeo. We would say it's not my first rodeo to show that you have past experience in something. It's not the first time you've done it. It will be easier and simpler for you because it's not the first time you have been in this situation or done this activity. Don't worry, I can do this. It's not my first rodeo.
And the final idiom I want to tell you about is to sign your life away. So this is usually just used as a bit of a joke. So definitely in this country, I don't know if it happens in other countries, but anytime if you have to sign something like a form or a contract, people might say, there you go, sign your life away. And you're not really signing your life away. You are not signing a piece of paper that says, your life will forever be like this. You have just signed to work for this man forever. That's obviously not what you're doing, but it's just a bit of a joke. Like, if you sign here, your life belongs to me. But that's not what it really means. So people use it as a bit of a joke. There you go, sign your life away. Thank you so much for watching. You just learned 50 idioms that natives really use. Now I promise I made this list really trying to give you idioms that people actually say, because there are lots of idioms that you can learn, but I don't hear anybody saying them. These are all ones that people actually say. So you don't need to learn all of them and use all of them in everyday conversation, but make sure you know them because you might hear them. And if you have no idea what that person's talking about, it's going to get very confusing. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, please give it a like. If you have any questions about these idioms or anything, let me know in the comments down below. If you would like an online English lesson with me or my partner Bez, the link for that is down below. Thank you so much for watching and I will see you next time. Ta-ta!